I once thought the worst pain in life was losing someone you loved. But I was wrong. The deepest kind of pain comes when you realize they were never afraid of losing you. It began on a Friday evening, one that looked and felt perfectly ordinary. Dinner had just been finished. The faint scent of herbs and garlic still lingered in the air. Everything about that night was calm, familiar, so normal that it almost disguised the rot beneath it. Claire, my wife, had texted that she'd be late again. "Work drinks," she said, a phrase I had heard too many times to count. I had forced myself to believe her once. But belief without truth is just self-deception. Eventually, I stopped believing and started watching. The cameras I installed weren't obvious. Small, silent, place where no one would think to look. One in the clock on the living room wall, another tucked near the hallway light. She never noticed. She'd been too absorbed in her phone lately, too far away in some world she thought I couldn't see. That night, I sat in my truck parked across the street. The rain whispered against the windshield, steady and patient. On my phone, the live camera feed glowed in the dark. For a long time, nothing happened, just an empty room, the rhythmic ticking of the clock. Then headlights appeared. A car pulled into our driveway. Not hers. A man stepped out, mid-30s, tall, confident in the way people are when they think no one's watching. His hair was slicked back, his shirt crisp, and his face too self-assured. He didn't even hesitate before walking up to my door, and she opened it for him. Her smile was soft, easy, the kind I hadn't seen in months. She let him in without a word. I felt something inside me go completely still. No rage, no tears, just a hollow, freezing calm. They sat together on the couch. Her laughter echoed faintly through the feed. His hand brushed her leg like it belonged there. Every touch was confirmation, but I didn't need proof anymore. I already knew. What I wanted now was closure. 10 minutes later, I opened the front door. No slamming, no yelling. I just walked in, quiet, controlled. The air shifted instantly. Claire froze. He straightened but didn't move. "Evening," I said, my tone almost casual. "Maybe we should all sit." The man hesitated, then lowered himself back onto the couch. Claire's face drained of color. "Please," she whispered. "Let's just talk." "I've been trying to," I replied. "You just stop listening." From the kitchen counter, I took out a small envelope. Inside it, still images from the cameras. I placed them on the table and slid them toward her. She glanced down, then up at me, tears forming. "This isn't what it looks like." "It's exactly what it looks like," I said quietly. The man frowned. "You don't have to do this," he muttered. "You walked into another man's home. I told him. You did this." The silence that followed was heavy, stretching through every corner of the room. I picked up my phone, pressed play, and turned the screen toward them. The footage played. Her laughter, his hand on her leg. The two of them unaware. Claire covered her mouth. The man went pale. "You didn't just betray me," I said softly. "You filmed it for me." Her tears fell then, and for the first time, I didn't feel anything. Not hate, not grief, just release. He looked ready to speak, but I stopped him. "Before you go," I said, "check your phone." He frowned and did as I said. His expression twisted as he read the message I'd sent him, a compilation of every photo, every timestamp, and a warning. "Never contact her again. Never come near my home." "You're insane," he spat. "No," I said evenly. "Just done." He left without another word, the sound of his footsteps fading into the rain. Claire collapsed into a chair, her hands trembling. "Ethan, I didn't plan this. It just happened," she cried. "I was lonely. You were distant." I listened, but not to her words, just to the tone of someone trying to rewrite a story already told. "You want to know what loneliness really is?" I asked quietly. "It's lying next to someone who's already gone." She sank to the floor, whispering apologies that sounded as hollow as the house around us. I went to the study, opened the drawer, and brought out a stack of papers. Divorce documents already signed, notarized, finalized. Her eyes widened. "You already?" "Yes," I said. "I already did." Her voice cracked. So that's it? You're just walking away? I ended at the night you invited him in. I replied, tonight just made it official. The rain had stopped by then. The world outside was still. I placed my wedding ring beside the papers. I'm not angry anymore. I told her. I'm free. She reached for me. Please, Ethan, we can fix this. You can't fix what you don't respect, I said. I turned toward the door, then paused. The house is yours now. Everything inside it, too. I'm leaving it all behind. Where will you go? She whispered. Somewhere quiet, I said. Somewhere that doesn't echo your voice. When I stepped outside, the cool night air met me like a cleansing breath. Through the window, I saw her still kneeling on the floor, clutching the ring like it meant something. But I didn't look away out of pity. I looked away because I was done. The trap I'd set wasn't for her. It was for myself. To see if I'd fall for the same lies, the same hope, the same version of love that only took and never gave. I didn't fall this time. I walked away not broken, but free. As I drove off, the house grew smaller in the rearview mirror. The porch light flickered weakly, fading into the dark. And for the first time in years, I didn't feel the need to turn back. Because when the truth finally burns away every illusion, what's left isn't pain, it's peace.